Hey, what does this gorgeous golden retriever have to do with reincarnation? Keep watching and you'll find out. Hi, welcome to the Accelerated Soul Awakening Spiritual Snippet series. My name is Janelle Watson and I am the Spiritual Perspectivist and your go-to spiritual mentor at Feather of Gold. Now today our snippet is going to be a little longer than the usual 5 minutes because we're going to have a chat about reincarnation. Reincarnation is something that not everybody believes in. However, it is real and it is something that we all do over and over and over again. We have a 9.5-week-old puppy and his name is Banjo. And Banjo is actually the light of our lives. Banjo, we know, is the reincarnated soul of our old dog Hercules, who transitioned or crossed the Rainbow Bridge at the end of last year. How do we know? Let me explain to you and see if you can make some sense of this. The end of last year, about November, we realised that our beautiful Hercules, who was nearly 13, in fact he had turned 13, was suffering badly from osteoarthritis. He was on so many pain medications and trying to relieve his pain and to help him. Being spiritual, Greg and I were actually able to connect with Hercules' higher self, and we found that he really didn't want to go. He didn't want to leave us. His duty as far as he was concerned was a guardian soul for us, for me and for Gregory as well now. And so we were chatting with his higher self and he was saying, no, he doesn't want to go, doesn't want to go. In the end, though, we got to the beginning of December and it was quite obvious that his body, his 3D body, was not holding out. And we were going to have to help him cross to the Rainbow Bridge and transition. And that was a really hard and difficult decision. For those of you who have lost a pet or had to make that decision in the past, it's a terrible choice to make. It's really difficult. So we got to the first week in December and that's what had to happen. Meantime, we had been told by our spirit team and our spiritual mentor that his higher self was organising to come back to us because he felt that his role was needing to be continued with our work and to stay as a guardian soul for us. And we were thrilled at the idea, not of course thinking that it would be within a short turnaround. We were thinking that perhaps sometime in the next couple of years he might reincarnate and come back to us in one way or another. We got to January and found out from our spirit team and the angelic team that we work with that he was due back within 6 months. And we were absolutely blown away and terribly excited about the concept. Now, the reality is that about a week after his transition, we had been sensing Hercules' energy around. So, things were actually happening. Like we'd walk into a room and a mat had been rolled over that he used to like laying on or playing with. Little things, bowls had moved that we'd left out in the veranda and little things. So we got to about the middle of January and we were then given a message that he would be coming back as a lighter coloured retriever. Now, Hercules himself was actually a dark golden colour, not the dark red, but a definite golden retriever. And this time around he was lighter. I hadn't actually seen much of the lighter cream coloured golden retrievers at all. So at this stage we thought, oh, well, that's interesting. We double checked. Yes, he was coming back as a golden retriever because that's my favourite dog. And so that was great. We trusted. We knew it would happen. We got to the middle of March and we were told that he would be back on Earth again by May this year. And we were blown away. We weren't expecting to have a puppy, let alone a puppy back so soon. So we, noticed his energy was still around. About the middle of April, his energy disappeared from the house. Now, Hercules had a massive energy, really big energy. And when he first transitioned and crossed to the Rainbow Bridge, for the first week, we missed his energy. It was gone. But about a week later, it came back. We knew that he was back with us again. Well, about the middle of April, it actually disappeared again. It had gone from the house. So we figured that, something was happening. At the end of May, it was confirmed for us that he had come through as a puppy and had been conceived as a puppy. Now, I have to admit that I kept bugging my guardian angel about, and Archangel Michael as well, about, where was he coming through? When was he coming through? What was happening? Where were we going to find him? And, we trusted, but we started going on waiting lists. Now, waiting lists for golden retrievers at the moment is about 18 months. So we were trying to figure out how we were going to work it and how is this all going to happen. And we kept getting told, have faith, which we did. We went out and started buying toys. We bought beds. We bought all sorts of things, even a little thing of puppy milk. So we were sure that, he was coming back to us. On the 1st of June, I actually do automatic writing sometimes when I communicate with the archangels. And I was doing some writing with Archangel Michael, and we were getting some information for the business, actually. And then I mentioned to him, and I said to him, the puppy, Hercules, reincarnated soul, when is he going to be born and where is he going to be born? And I got told, wait. So he said, I can tell you his birth date. He'll be birthed or born on the 21st of June this year. And I'm like, awesome. So where? No, wasn't allowed to know because my interference might affect the timeline and do something to muck it up. Okay, so I had to basically sit and wait. We got to the Monday morning, the 22nd of June. I opened up my Facebook feed and the first post appeared from the local vet, a thank you from a local golden retriever breeder for the cesarean birth of 13 puppies the day before at the veterinary in our local town. That was just amazing. So getting very excited, we checked with the spirit team. Yes, that was him. He was born on the 21st, as had been promised. So we got in contact. We tracked down who the vet was and found out who the breeder was, and not from the vet, but we worked out who the breeder was by, going through the registered breeders. And contacted him, and he said no, all the puppies were actually accounted for. Somebody was lined up to buy each one. We explained that we were local and we'd lost our beautiful boy, and we were wondering if we could go on a waiting list, so we did that. Well, we actually applied. Didn't hear anything back for about 5 days, and then 5 days later we get this phone call out of the blue from the breeder saying, are you still interested in a puppy? Of course, yes, we were. We knew who this puppy was going to be. And it was amazing. From that point onwards, he just said, well, look, one of the other people have pulled out and you're local. So if you'd like to go on the waiting list, we can put you on the waiting list and see if you're, eligible for getting one of the puppies. So we did that, of course. The following Tuesday night, I had a dream. Now, just to take a back step a little, while all of this was going on, we had confirmed that the puppy was probably going to come through as a boy. So we'd been putting together on my phone in the notepad lists of names. And, it started with Tango was the top of the list. We liked Tango, Tango, Tango. And then we liked, Neo and Matrix and Bailey and Cooper and a Digger, all sorts of different names. Snowy. There was lots of different names. So we, had all these in the list in my notepad on the phone. About 1:30 in the morning on the Tuesday morning, I woke up from a dream saying to my husband, banjo. My husband just looked at me and said, what? Woke him up. I said, banjo. And he said, banjo what? I said, that's the name of the puppy. And he was like, okay. And then I could hear my guardian angel saying to me, put the name in your phone at the top of the list. So I put it in the phone at the top of the list. He said, then put some blank lines underneath it. So I did that as well. So there's banjo, space, tango. Saved it, went back to sleep, all was good. The following week, we were in Port Macquarie for a few days. So we went up there to go on holidays, and we got a message from the breeder saying, hey, the pups are 2 weeks old, time for, deposit, and here's the information about them. Here's our information where we are. Here's the information about the sire and the dam and, who the parents are. And first of all, we were blown away with the fact that the name of the sire The father of the puppies was Tango. Unbelievable. And then we were talking to the breeder and he said, you do realise where we are, don't you? And we're like, no. And when we looked at the address, he said, look it up on Google Maps. And they were about 500 metres from where we were. Honestly, less than a kilometre away. And it was just, oh my gosh, this is so mind-blowing. Exciting as well, but mind-blowing. So from that point onwards, we knew that we actually had a puppy. So we were, buying puppy toys and buying extra toys and excited about everything that was happening. We were told that at 4 weeks we could come see the pup. Meantime, we'd been asked to join the Facebook page, and the breeder had friended us on Facebook and all sorts of things. So we thought that was a positive sign. And we were watching the videos of these little puppies, the first things. They're walking now, they're moving around, look, they're active, and their first lot of solid food and all this. And we had locked on to which puppy we knew was ours. There's this one little puppy with a red collar. Funnily enough, when our Hercules had passed, he actually had been wearing a red collar. In fact, that is what is sitting in our cupboard with his ashes, is a red collar. So we were looking at this puppy going, surely not the one with red collar. That would just be too much of a coincidence. And it wasn't a coincidence. The minute we looked in the eyes of this puppy on Facebook, we could see it was our Hercules. His soul had returned. We both knew straight away. And of course, by this stage, we didn't know if that little red-collared puppy was a boy or a girl. So we actually were saying, probably 2 days after we paid the deposit, perhaps we should, find out how we can secure that particular little puppy. Funnily enough, that night, the breeder rang us and said, just wanted to check whether you wanted a boy or a girl, and just wanted to check whether you had any puppy that you'd looked at that you thought might be, a puppy that you'd like to choose, because you can come and visit in a couple of weeks. And straight away, I said to them, we'd like a boy and we'd like the puppy with the red collar. And the response was, oh, he's a beautiful boy, such a lovely soul. And straight away, we knew that this was our puppy. So we had him secured. We knew we were going to get this gorgeous pup. We went and saw them at 4 weeks of age. And the first thing he did when I picked him up was kiss me all over my neck and my shoulders and my chin and my face. And then Greg cuddled him and he snuggled into him. He was put back in the playpen to play for a while, and we were given other puppies to hold and cuddle, and they were all gorgeous as well. Our youngest, who's, a teenager, late teenager, 17, sat down on the ground, and there were none of the other puppies. They'd all gone off to go to sleep. And this one little puppy, this little red-collared puppy, Banjo, we were calling him by then, had actually come up to Tristan and was reaching through the fencing out to him, trying to grab his hand, trying to grab at him. And we knew that he recognised each of us, and it was amazing. So we've ended up with this gorgeous puppy. Here's our Banjo. Banjo, interestingly, is the vibrational frequency of the name is 6. Now, what that actually means is 6 actually is all about strengthening and healing your nurturing in both the physical and the spiritual world, which is quite interesting because he's come back to us as a puppy. So we now have a puppy. We now have a beautiful puppy. And this is what he looks like. This is our boy. This is Banjo, our golden retriever puppy. He's 9.5 weeks old. He's a bit cute, isn't he? We love our boy. We know who he is. We don't treat him as Hercules. We treat him as Banjo. He is a newly reincarnated soul. And he's the light of our lives. So what do you think? Do you believe in reincarnation? Do you have any stories about reincarnation? We have a beautiful puppy, which is the reincarnated soul of our beautiful dog. So we'd love you to leave us some stories about your stories of reincarnation. That would be fabulous. Thanks for taking the time to watch this. Love, light, gratitude and appreciation from myself and Gregory and the team at Feather of Gold. Be spiritual, be safe, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.